All right, so in this quick lesson, I am going to go over some engagement best practices as well as break down what's in the viral engagement strategy so that you can make sure you are getting the most out of what you do on Instagram and make sure that your content is actually being seen by your followers and potential target audience. Okay, because yes, we can grow followers, but if they're not seeing our content and engaging, we can't move to the next step, which essentially is converting them and building that relationship. Okay. So, engagement is extremely important. Engagement is just the key for everything, for social media, for business, for apps. I mean, everything is all about engagement, engagement, engagement. Okay. So, if you are like, did you know that if you're not able to keep your followers engaged, on Instagram, that they place your content as a lower priority? It's not that they shadow ban you or block you, it's just that in the ranking of all the content that people are seeing or the pages that they follow, you're just towards the bottom. And this is probably why your engagement is low. Because Instagram is all about the money, okay? They want their advertisers to make the big bucks. And if you're not keeping people engaged, what reason do they have to send free organic traffic your way? Okay. So Instagram favors you when you keep your followers engaged, aka your content gets seen, which leads to sales. That's why we have this course, because a lot of the strategies that are created check marks all of the things that the algorithm wants so that the algorithm becomes your best friend and does the work for you and pushes your content organically in front of your target audience for free. Okay, so engagement is one of the major factors and contributors of how your content moves through Instagram, how much reach, visibility, impressions, how often is it seen, so on and so forth. Okay, so let's bust one of the biggest engagement myths. One of the biggest myths is that you need to comment on a bunch of pages, right? Go to hashtags, comment on 15 pages, go to your competitors, comment on people that follow them, go through your followers, comment on a bunch of pages, like their content, right? And they say to do that in order to grow your engagement, right? Because if people see that, then oh wow, they'll come and they'll return the favor and like your content too, right? Or they'll follow you or whatever, or comment on you. So that's a no for me. Okay. Because using my strategies, you will make sure that you get your base engagement, so your minimum engagement on autopilot, okay, with minimal effort. That way, when you actually do go to engage, to comment, to like, and do all of those things, it's not because you have to. It's because you can and you want to, okay? So now you engage to build relationships and connections through genuine communication, not with the hopes of getting a like. Oh, there's a little bracket in there, but not with the hopes of getting a like or a comment back, okay? So that's the myth, is that we don't want to have to do that just to build our engagement, okay? We want to do that to actually build relationships and connections, okay? So we want our minimum engagement to be as much on autopilot as we possibly can through our strategies, through the things that we're doing, and through the resources that are available. And then we want our time freed up so that we can actually really genuinely connect and engage, okay? So what counts as engagement? So there are a lot of different things that Instagram measures, but here are some of the main ones. Of course, you have your feed posts, which are just the feed that posts that shows up on your profile, and people can like those. And then people now can also like your stories. So likes, feed, posts, and story likes. Comments, so comments on your feed posts. Reels, things like that. Saves, how many saves you're getting on that piece of content. How many shares you're getting. So you can share a post on your feed, and if you make it available, people can also share your story while it's live. So that counts. Story, lives, reels, and video views. Product saves, so if you have an e-commerce business and you have IG shopping set up, product saves, that counts. DMs, so DMing and talking to people, that counts as engagement. That's a high level engagement. And the time that people spend on your post, So especially if you have videos or carousels, how long are they staying on? Right? Are they just, it's a quick photo, they like it and tap away? Or are they like, oh, they're intrigued, they go back, they swipe forward, they go back in the carousel, go forward. Read the caption, go back to the post, right? As well as time in your stories. Do they fall off? Do they complete the whole story? Do they go back because they want to see the last slide? Do they keep coming back to your story? That's what Instagram is measuring for engagement. So my viral engagement strategy consists of 3 main parts. So first is the customer engagement post and viral post, and you pair that with viral captions. So if you're going to make content, you're going to make engagement content, you want it to be, the most impactful. So instead of just randomly throwing up a quote just because, or a meme just because that like that is what, people are doing, you're like, no, I'm actually going to use a strategic engagement post or a strategic viral post. And I'm going to pair it with a viral caption so that I'm specifically using this post to generate engagement. Okay. You're going to post it anyways. So why not post it with more intention? Okay. Then, and this can apply to your feed or to your stories as well. Then you have the ManyChat automation, which I'm going to walk you through how to use it authentically, how to use automation authentically. So it's going to help you manage your conversation and get your conversation started, and it's going to keep your engagement high when you are not around. So we'll break that down. And then lastly, auto engagement via $1 Facebook ads. So I'm going to show you how to use Facebook to put your content in front of your target audience, right? So Facebook's going to go and find those people and put your content in front of them. And it's going to boost your engagement 24/7. And it also has the potential to bring in followers, but at least your content is constantly being promoted and engaged with for pennies on the dollar. So again, you don't have to go and do all of those outbound things to seek and bring back engagement to your page. This is happening for you because of your content strategy, your automation, and Facebook ads, so that your base minimum engagement is high, and then all of the other extra stuff that you do outside of that is just the icing on the cake. Okay, it's the real stuff. It's the stuff that you actually want to make time for. I love going through and looking at some of the people that I follow or my followers. I'm like, wow, you guys have really great pages and you guys are saying some really great things, and actually being able to put a thoughtful, intentional comment, versus like, oh, let me just quickly find something to comment so I can get a like back. Like, no, we're not doing it like that. Okay. So a few hot tips before we go. We've talked about this before, but adding a call to action inside of your post as well as the caption. So this applies to any piece of relevant content that can fit. This is going to enhance your engagement dramatically and quickly. Okay, so you can see the visual here, scroll stopping. We talked about this, right? In the growth best practices, scroll stopping cover. Then at the end of this carousel, it's a call to action. Okay, so comment content to grab my free content strategy guide. I repeat that call to action inside of the caption as well. So if they don't read the caption, they may have seen it in the carousel because they're clicking through each piece of the carousel to finish the information that's being shown there. So they're going to see it. And then if they oh, this is great, read the caption, they're going to see it again. So it's really going to double enhance your engagement. So this is something you definitely want to add, especially for your carousels and your tutorial piece of content. The next hot tip is save yourself time and repurpose your high engagement content. Okay? People aren't going to, especially if you have a lot of posts, people aren't going to go back months and months and months, and you don't have IG guides either. You can't IG guide everything, but people aren't going to go back months and months and months and see your past content. So do yourself a favor, save yourself time and repurpose some of your high value content in the past for your new fresh eyes, right? The new followers. And honestly, maybe your current followers may have forgotten about it. So how do you do this? Okay, you're going to go to the insights on your profile. So insights can be in different places. They can be where this hamburger icon is. That's what this is called. And you open that up, you can see insights, or sometimes it can appear here. It just depends on where it is for you. Then you're going to scroll down. You're going to see this little post section. If you have recent posts, then it'll show up here. But you're going to tap this little arrow, and it's going to take you into the insights for your posts. And then you're going to tap this top right for a time period. So You can pick a time frame that's most ideal for you. If you don't have a lot of content, you only have 90 days worth of content, then go back to the very end of 3 months. If 6 months, you can do 6 months. You can go back even especially 2 years ago, people aren't looking at that content, especially if you have a lot of content. Because just because you go back 2 years doesn't mean you have a lot of content. You may still only have 50 posts, right? But pick a time frame that, based on where you're at, works best for you in terms of people just have not seen this content. Okay. Then you're going to go and you're going to click the middle section and you're going to sort it by shares, saves, likes, comments. Okay. You're going to go through each one of them because you want to pick the top posts that show up at the top of all of these categories, because that's a super post. If you have a post that is top share, top save, top likes, top comments, and it's in the top 3 or it's the first in all of those, that's definitely something you want to repost. That worked very well. Okay, so comments, likes, saves, shares. Okay, you can do other things like reach and impressions too, but this is more so focused for engagement. But you can also use this same strategy for all the content that you used in the past that got you followers, right? All the content that you used in the past for brand awareness that got you impressions and reach. So it's not just for engagement, but for the sake of this strategy, we're talking about it. For the sake of this topic, we're talking about it with engagement. So when you find the post that you like, you can save it to your computer or camera roll. If it's an easy just image, you can just simply screenshot it or use a list of tools we offer for downloading content. So you'll have a mini little cheat sheet for this lesson, and it'll have some tools that you can use for downloading content. Or you can go to Instagram online and download all of your content so that you have it, and then you just pick the one that you want to repost it. So in your cheat sheet, you will have a list of that, and then you'll also have just a little mini video walking you through the insights again to kind of show you how to look at that, and then also show you, I'll include a link on how to download all of your content so that you can do that option as well. Okay, so remember, stories have a separate algorithm, so make sure you're boosting your engagement by using a call to action in your stories. You can now have them tap the story like. So you can say, if you like this story, tap. Obviously, you don't want to do this for every story, but if we find it relevant, you can have a little arrow that points down and tell them to tap the like there. So it's kind of interesting right now. It is a behavior change. When I'm looking at stories, I just kind of want to tap through. And now to kind of stop and actually hit the like button is a little bit of a physical behavior change, and it doesn't necessarily feel super comfortable right now because I'm not used to doing that. But that is why if you do want to increase your story likes, then you definitely just want to have a call to action to let people know that that's there, because it is not necessarily a natural flow. Okay. So you can also have them share the story, have a call to action for them to share the story. That's more great visibility, right? And you also want to use interactive stickers. So you have all these different interactive stickers that Instagram has. Make a little story, add the interaction, because that's going to show, hey, not only did someone watch your story, but they actually engaged. They actually interacted with it. Okay, so separate algorithm. You want to keep your story algorithm high. You want to keep your feed algorithm high. Okay, you don't have to think about it because I've already done the thinking for you. You just have to execute these strategies because they're going to do the work for you, okay? So remember, when you are growing, to combine a lot of these engagement strategies at the same time so that when you're growing, your new followers actually start to engage with you, so that you are boosted up the totem pole of their, your algorithm relationship with them, right? You don't want to just grow followers. And remember, if they don't engage with you, make sure you watch the algorithm lesson. But if they don't engage with you, your content's at the bottom. So if you're actively growing, then you actively want to make sure you have engagement strategies in place at the same time. Okay. So that's it for this lesson. If you have any questions, drop them in the discussion area or in the members only community, and I will see you in the next one.